is December 31st. That's not right. Wow. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today is the 1st of December and I'm going to try and do something a little different, which is basically that I'm going to do this entire month as just another one of the life videos. That's my goal. I'm gonna say this is probably gonna go well. I'm very tired. I woke up this morning and realized I haven't done a mood board for one of the class things, which is due in today. Technically, I don't actually know what's happening anymore. There were two groups operating on different weeks, and it's very confusing because we all get the same thing, but we don't all have to do it at the same time, but we all see it as the same due-in date until the following week, and so I'm very confused in if I'm supposed to have handed that in or not. If not, I'm going to show it to her when she enters the call at, like, my alarm clock's got no battery in it.
So there was a slight thing. One of these bits has to be recreated because it's really important that it was filmed. But I only have the audio, I lost the footage, and that's labeled as recreated. So that's why I lost the footage, basically. When I reformatted the camera to actually be formatted correctly, I lost it. But I still have the audio, so yeah. Anyway, on with the video.
Okay, I thought I was just driving there.
It gives it time for this to load. Hello everyone. Yeah, we're doing December 1.
Okay, I thought I was just driving there.
It gives it time for this to load. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video.
I didn't even realise we were doing this episode for like literally 5 seconds.
Yeah. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Back to another video.
Is it Black Canary's a tanner?
Canary now, except with the tie in ears.
Okay. I think all the volumes are balanced.
Let's see how off topic we can go today.
Yeah. You guys going to talk about Warhammer for the next 30 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
I would never.
So you all head out, and what remains of the Metal Warriors kind of covertly surround the area where the slaughterhouse is located. So it's a large, obviously not abandoned, but sort of derelict building, kind of right on the edge of the kind of the combat zone.
Sorry, phone going off.
I cannot.
Sorry about that.
That's fine, Darren. I cannot find their names.
S2M1.
S2M1. Thank you. I'll go find them.
I'm finding it, don't worry.
Okay. You let me just DM me the names when you find them. So let's say you can all do yourselves a quick awareness intelligence check in the dice rolling thing.
I'm still looking for the names. Assume I get a 20. I'm doing your fucking job for you. You owe me this.
Well, we'll let the others roll as well and see what they get as well.
Mhm.
So, I was talking to Holly a bit about filming stuff and the logistics of filming a couple of the things that we needed to film, and I've gotten very worried about it. Last night I was really anxious about talking to her about all of this. Mainly that I just it was quite uncomfortable. It was the fourth thing, and I knew that I was putting these in a sort of order that would make it that way it would kind of be built up on how much I think that things that I was talking about could basically annoy her. The first thing is pretty much what I expected. The second thing was kind of what I expected. The third, not really what I expected, but it is fine. The fourth one, though, I'm now kind of terrified. So it's just a thing of... I've mentioned this, and might as well say it. I basically told her that I think she needs to start doing exercise to maintain the correct physique for her character, and also to be capable of doing fight scenes later on in the series. As soon as I said that, immediately, that was when everything went quiet. Because I did say, I'm worried that what I'm going to be... Because I told her last night, I'm worried that what I'm going to tell you and what I'm going to say to you might actually cause you to want to quit. I'm not going to quit, don't worry about it. And I was like, yeah, I know, I just get paranoid, but like now I don't want to make her mad. Because it's like... Because I care about her, and I care about what she thinks. I'm sure she knows that I don't mean anything by it, but... I'm just worried that I've really made her upset, and I don't want that to be the case. I want her to be happy doing these films, and I want, but I also, and I know she doesn't care about these parts of the filming, these parts where it's like, this is something you kind of have to do, this is a costume that you need to wear, this is the kind of physique that you need. I know she doesn't care about that. She mainly just wants to show up on set and act and do things, and I obviously understand that, but yeah, it's just as we move on, we need to treat things more professionally every now and then, and much as I don't care for professionalism, I don't care about that. Like, Roman cares about that a lot more than I do, and always wants to have like a ton of people on set, and like someone moving all the cables around to make sure that we don't trip over, and someone doing makeup and someone doing the clapper, and it's like, we don't need to. We don't need all of those people. And not yet, at least. So, hopefully I'll hear back from her soon. At most, I'll wait until tomorrow evening before I start messaging her again to go, hey, I've not heard from you. Can we talk? And I just... So,
Holly... No. It's been a few days since me and Holly spoke. We talked on Monday and it's Friday now. I decided to try and leave her a few days. I would have left her longer, but, well, we hired an actor and we've booked a bunch of equipment, which is what I'm using to film this on. I sent her a message about 5, just going, "Hey, how's your day been?" I didn't expect her to get back to me that soon. She just responded pretty much immediately. Alright. I had wanted to just catch up, talk a bit about our day before going into it, but I decided that no, it would be better just to go straight in with, you know, what we're going to be talking about. I just sent a message just going, "I'm really sorry, I shouldn't have said any of that." You know how text messages are notoriously difficult to read the emotion of? Yeah, this was not one of those cases. She just responded with, "Yeah, you shouldn't have." So I asked, "Is there any way I can make it up to you?" And she said that I needed a promise to never point out someone's weight to them and then immediately go into an explanation of an exercise routine that they could do. So I did, I promised that. After that, we just talked a little bit. She's got a new boyfriend. She is in self-isolation, so if things don't work out, then we're not filming either, but that conversation, it basically just smacked me in the face with the fact that I had been an asshole and I hadn't realized it. I had completely forgotten the fact that everything except for the end of our relationship, throughout everything, she'd always been underweight. And for the first time now, in a long time, she was a healthy weight. And I just pointed out she had gained weight and was basically asking her to lose it again. I talked to one of my teachers about this when Holly still hadn't been talking to me. I'd shared a bit of what we had talked about and a bit of my message. And she had said that you can't tell someone to change their weight unless you're paying them. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep that promise, because in the filmmaking industry, whilst maintaining your current weight is usually, I think that's just sort of expected, changing an actor's weight for a role is a somewhat, like, it is not super frequent, but it is somewhat. And so I don't know if I'd be able to keep that promise, but the main thing that made me feel weird was I realized if the one difference had been I was paying her, then in the professional industry, I would have been the one in the right, and she would have been the one in the wrong. That feels wrong. It made me feel really uncomfortable about the industry I'm going into. I don't want to break her promise. I've made promises to her, and I don't want to break any of them. Especially this one. But I'm worried I might have to. I'm at a point now where, you know, I can't do anything else. I'm always working on scripts and films and stuff like that. I'm you know, this year I've written nine scripts, maybe 10. That's not counting anything I've done for school. I've edited like 7 of them. I don't take breaks from filmmaking. Whenever I play video games or listen to music or watch films or YouTube or even when I'm going to bed, I'm always planning. I'm always just thinking about how I will take these things and incorporate them into my work. I don't take breaks. So, you might be thinking, hey, look at that. He's finally taking a break. Yeah, he's relaxing. Playing Mass Effect. And that's kind of half true. You see, what I'm actually doing here is I'm preparing more for that Mass Effect video. Yeah, but I just thought, hey, why not do, kill 2 birds with 1 stone and film both at once. It's weird, this month has led to a lot of me questioning myself, I guess. So the person I have a crush on kind of complicated a little bit how I potentially look at my own sexuality, and then I've started to kind of look at that in a couple of different ways. Holly gave me some advice, and I'm going to try and fulfill that. Although her advice was to quite literally just watch gay porn and see how I feel, and I was like, well, if I could, I would, but our age restriction thing is a universal thing that only the Wi-Fi has set up, meaning that literally nobody in the household can access any content that is for like over 18-year-olds or anything. Like I use Nurse a lot to explore myself and stuff like that. It's why for a while Nurse was asexual and then eventually switched to pan. Although the switch to pan was very much of just a fictional thing, I still have a complete rule of just no romantic relationships with Nurse. But yeah, what ends up happening was like we were doing a tabletop game recently, a Cyberpunk Christmas game, and I got interested in potentially trying, like, writing in potentially some cross-dressing thing, because I did that at one point. I started thinking about that a lot, and I was like, I don't know, it could be interesting just to try that. I don't know, maybe I could try and get a bit creative. I did meet someone quite literally on a bus. Oh shoot, this person has a lot more health than I thought. Who could, who could potentially do like some of the clothing stuff for me. They were like a, what the hell happened to you? They are like a fashion designer. You know, they can make a lot of kind of like dresses and stuff like that, so they could potentially be able to, you know, create a very specific dress that matches that color scheme as closely as they can. I don't know. It's something that might end up just being, I have to, because Nurse always dresses in very like practical clothing. That's kind of what he puts above all else. So it's been a very weird month, but that's like another thing that's just been happening that's not really fitted with just like the themes of what's going on, which a lot of it just kind of comes down to, you know, a lot of stuff has been happening with Holly, so that's what I wanted as the kind of emotional backbone of this, you know. That was what we were going to, or what I was going to focus in on a lot more in the video, because to some degree it's the main reoccurring thing, it's the main subject I can focus in on.
I hadn't heard that. Is there anything I can do?
Giving me this opportunity is enough. The universe is a dark place. I'm trying to make it brighter before I die. Many innocents died today. I wasn't fast enough and they suffered. I must atone for that. I will work for you, Shepard. No charge.
So, I was just playing Halo Infinite, and I'm on like the final mission. I'm playing it on Heroic. I literally got the screen there just teasing me because I was going to get the bandana skull, and I played through the entire thing, making sure that I didn't kill any sentinels. And then I got to the room, and it's still locked, which must mean I accidentally somehow killed a sentinel. Actually, I'm going to go and move this audio thing so that I can actually see how long I've been recording for. Oh god, there goes the headphones. October, Holly came round to help us finish filming episode 2. I remember that, like, while it was fun having her around, you know, we were still, you could tell in the video that we did, we were still getting along, we were still, you know, friends, and we still had a good time together. But I could tell that something was off. I noticed that she just wasn't responding like normal. Either she was responding a lot later than normal, or she just wasn't really responding at all. It was very minimal responses, so I felt very weird and kind of nervous. But I decided, okay, well maybe it's just because, you know, we spend all this time together. Maybe, you know, it's almost like she needs a little break. So I'll wait until Sunday and I'll see what things are like. I would try and talk to her, but as I said, she just wasn't responding with any of that. So I was like, okay, if she hasn't talked to me about this, I think I'm gonna have to break up with her on that Sunday, so the following Sunday. So that would have been 2 weeks, the second week of November. On Thursday, I was like, I sent Holly a message, like I sent her a couple of posts, she's seen them, I then sent her a message, hey, is everything okay? So that it was pretty certain that she'll see it. And she did, and then she didn't respond. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to use what I've been preparing. And it was this one message of just, kind of feels like you're ghosting me. I had to say it like that because even though I did really think that she probably was ghosting me, if I just accused her of that and she wasn't, and this is then when she finally responded with, can we talk about it later? And I was like, yeah, sure, we'll talk about it later. Following day, I asked her, and she simply said, I've fallen out of love with you, it's okay if we break up. And I was, I was obviously upset. I don't think I was as upset as I probably would have been if this had come more out of the blue. But because of the fact that I had been struggling to talk to her and had been considering the fact that I would have to break up with her, I'm guessing I was a little bit more emotionally prepared for that. Yeah, and she did say she didn't want to have our relationship end over text message. She was saying it's the coward's way out, but I was like, well, if you didn't break up over text, then you're going to have to wait until December to tell me about this. And as we now know, we wouldn't have seen each other in December. So it would actually have been that she would have had wait until Easter. Yeah, but generally we just decided, try and remain friends. And I think for a while it was just like, yeah, nothing really feels like it's changed. Like at that time, nothing really had, there was no difference with how things were going. We were still talking about as much as we used to. We were still pretty much doing all the stuff we used to do. And then in December, it started to feel a bit weird. I started realizing the things that now weren't going to happen. We never went to Comic-Con together. We never did a couples cosplay, which I know is like a minor thing, but I really enjoyed watching YouTube sync with her and being able to watch her react to stuff. Or not really watch her, it was all message-based, but still seeing her reaction to those things. I kind of miss that. But she introduced me like puppet history.
Taught us everything we need. Perfect score on WikiFeet. Crossed the genie, the lore got deep. Now the professor's history.
BuzzFeed Unsolved.
Rock and roll, buckaroo!
She helped do so much with the web series that we're doing. She created Hades.
You must be a baser enough to be able to punch like that with your build.
There's no proper transitions between these things. It is very much a ramble. I can't figure out how to transition properly between these different things. When I found out that she had a new boyfriend, that felt weird. Not like a good weird or a bad weird, just weird. We had an open relationship, so I knew that she went and she saw other people. I even knew that she slept with her previous ex before me. One of the things that I was like, it's okay if one, I know who you're doing it with, and two, as long as there's no romantic feelings in there, then I'm fine with it. But it's now weird with how the feelings that she had for me are now being she's got for someone else. That feels weird, but regardless, I still think of her as one of my closest friends, and I still want to spend time with her. I still run games with her. I still console her about issues. I still want to be open and honest with her. Holly, thanks for being an amazing first girlfriend, and thanks for introducing me to all of those things. Thanks for helping with the films and just helping me become more of who I am now. And I hope that your new boyfriend makes you as happy as I was with you. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you, Holly. Thank you.
Bought a pair of vintage kicks, let's go and take a walk. You know I like to listen, yeah, I know you love to talk. Let's go down to Powell's used bookstore and get lost. There's a little bit of loser in us, just two weirdos who fell in love. I guess we're made from the same weird stuff. Being a loser with you doesn't suck. There's a little bit of loser in us, just two weirdos who fell in love. I guess we're made from the same weird stuff. Being a loser with you doesn't suck.
So, it's the end of the year. I've shaved for the first time in about 3 weeks, and I thought this was going to be a really cool background with fireworks and stuff, but there's nothing. So instead, there's more likely to be a spooky face back there. This year, it's actually not been too bad. I went out to college and filmed at least one, if not two, projects before the end of the year, and that went quite well. I think, though, if I'm correct, that would be the documentary and the van project. Both of those, I think, were pretty good. We made a start on the creators' conflict. Then we went to college, and I think I've been doing quite well there. I've started a new kind of tabletop group with a bunch of people from that. I still need to finish finalizing that, but I've only just got the book, and I'm still learning how to create a character before I start handing that off to people. And here we are. Now, this month specifically hasn't been great. There's been the fact that me and Holly have broken up really started to hit me. I insulted her, which obviously was the main low point. I didn't film really any of my thoughts about Halo Infinite, despite the fact I've got quite a few. When I started watching BoJack Horseman again, it's a mystery as to why.
But then he puts his hand on the small of her back exactly the way he used to do to you. It means, I've got you. And when he did it to you, it made you feel safe. And you realize he will never do that to you again. You feel even more alone than you were before you left. But you survive. You learn that you can survive being alone. I'm really happy for you, Mr. Peanut Butter.
Yeah, total mystery. I will admit I wanted this video to end with me emotionally kind of coming to terms with me and Holly's breakup fully and having that resolved and me being able to move forwards fully with the confidence of, you know, our friendship. That's not really finished. I still think I care about her more than that, and I still have those romantic feelings that haven't really disappeared yet, and I don't think will for a while. All that I can really do about it is continue to be Holly's friend, continue to talk to her, and just accumulate to the new relationship we have. Well, I hope you enjoyed the content, at least. It was weird, and I'm probably gonna get some copyright stuff popping up from some of the music I used, but screw it, it makes the video better. It's not like I can get monetized anyway. So, we'll be moving forwards into 2022.